Welcome to the first episode of the Wholesale Elite podcast. I don't know if this is really the first episode. This is what we consider an introductory episode. Well, my name's Isham and I'm here with my stud of a co-host, Mr. Tanner Santucci. Tanner, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, man? Happy to be here. Happy Friday, everyone. It's technically Friday when we're recording this, so
it's Friday right now, and it's been a wild day. Nonetheless, guys, we want to just kind of give you a brief intro into this show, why we've started it, who we are, just some real quick background stuff, not too much nitty-gritty, but you deserve to know what this show is all about. Like, what's the purpose of the Wholesale Elite show? One thing I want to tell you is this show came out of need. This was something that I just felt like it really, the market really needed a mindset based podcast, based around wholesaling, because we recently, Tanner's been in the wholesaling for a little longer than me, and we're going to do episodes after this where we deep dive kind of into our stories. But we've been doing this for about a year and a half combined. And one thing that we've learned for sure is mindset plays probably one of the most important roles for wholesalers. There's a lot of people that haven't done their first deal and they're 6 months in, a year in, things like that. And when we can peel away the layers, we find typically that there's mindset issues there. And so I searched high and low for mindset podcasts that are, wholesale based, and couldn't find any. So, I talked with Tanner and I said, man, what if we can interview some of the top people that are crushing it in this game and just kind of break down their story, break down how they got to, their success in wholesale. And so that was the birth of the Wholesale Elite podcast. And so, again, we are fairly new. We're on our journey as well. We're definitely closing deals, and we've had our own struggles and still continue to, but we want to walk through these with you. We want to grow together and hopefully inspire, some people along the way to really think about being intentional about your business and to, just have the proper mindset going into this, because when that happens, it just unlocks magic. So Tanner, what do you got to say? What's your insight?
No, man, this podcast was your idea, brought to attention, brought to light. And it sparked with me obviously as well, because the mindset thing, I mean, me and you have always talked about mindset and how important that is, especially in this industry, in this business, because this business can beat you down if you're not, if you don't have the right mindset, if you kind of come in weak-minded with high expectation, but you don't really know what to expect. You get punched in the face quite a bit in this business, whether it's verbally, hopefully not physically, but verbally, you take some punches for sure. And so when you brought this podcast idea in terms of structuring a podcast around specifically real estate and business, but not just talking deals and not just talking numbers and not just talking what's your KPIs like, but more or less, hey, what's it take to get to the next level? What's it take to become the best entrepreneur, the best business person, the best person in real estate, the best partner, all the above. And so, it's exciting and we're excited.
Absolutely. And guys, we go deep. This isn't like Tanner said, this isn't a tactical podcast per se. Now, we do get into some nuts and bolts of specific deals just because it's kind of relevant, but we really want to go deep. We really kind of want to know, what your family life was like growing up. How did you acquire this mindset that you have now? Did you come to the table prepared? Did you struggle when you first got started? Why did you struggle? How did you get out of that? What ultimately brought you to the success level that you're currently experiencing? So this is all the good stuff that we're going to cover in this podcast. And like I said, this episode is just an introductory. So we're going to keep it really brief, but we just wanted to give you the breakdown of why. So I want to give you a little bit about who we are. My name's Isham Hipshire. I live in Alaska. My wife is military, and so she drags us all over the world. But Tanner and I both wholesale virtually. Florida is our market. And it's pretty interesting how we met. We'll talk about that on one of the other episodes, but a pretty interesting story. And I do think it's a mindset thing that allowed us to, attract each other together, because we're very similar, but we're also very, very different. And that works well for us in a partnership. But yeah, so I read Rich Dad Poor Dad years ago. I got the seed was planted, so to speak. And I knew I wanted to get into investing, but I just, I didn't have the money for it. I didn't have the experience. I had all the negative factors that, a lot of people start off with, in this. But realistically, what I needed to work on was my mindset. That's all it came down to. I thought I needed all this other stuff, when in reality, I just needed to correct what was in between my ears. And I would have been able to see opportunities a little bit quicker. There's a, I guess you can call it an acronym, POOR, POOR, and it's passing over opportunities repeatedly. And that's what I did. I did that for a long time. I had a lot of real estate opportunities come my way, but because I wasn't in the right frame of mind, I passed them over. And so, I went through life and I built a bunch of experiences, and I thankfully learned to start reading books and acquired the right mindset. So when the opportunity came my way, I was able to execute pretty quickly and locked up my first deal and made 10 grand. I'm like, oh my gosh, this works. And so it's just been, since then, it's been one hell of a journey. It's been a ton of fun. I've met some amazing people, and we are going to talk to some, just crushers. For example, we've got Jamil Damji coming up on an episode. And if you guys don't know Jamil, then you're probably super new to wholesaling, because he's pretty much the GOAT. He's the OG. And I cannot wait to hear his story and really kind of dive into someone who's making, close to $500,000 a month in personal income, not in business, and take home. So those are the kind of guests that we look to have on the show. We are going to also have some stories with folks that are fairly new, maybe got 1, 2, 3 deals under their belt. And we want to talk to them as well and find out, hey, what's life like as someone who's getting started now and has had some mild success? What were your struggles in the beginning? So we're pretty excited about this podcast. We're excited to have you join us as an elitist. And we've got a lot of big plans. Tanner, you got anything in closing?
No, let's get after it, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's do this. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to be doing this for a while. We're going to release an episode once a week will be our schedule. And we're going to work really hard to get guests on. So if you guys have anyone that you would like to be a guest, just send us that information. We'll have all the information on how to do that below in the description. Or if you're listening, it'll be somewhere in your show notes. So guys, we're excited and can't wait to bring value to the world of wholesaling, and more so to just step all of your businesses up to the next level. So we look forward to hearing about you one day on an upcoming episode. So we're looking forward to it, and let's get going with the rest of these bad boys. We'll see you guys soon.
See you.
What up, guys? Thank you for watching or listening to another episode. And look, here's the deal. If you got value out of today's episode, we kindly ask you to subscribe and like and get this bad boy going. And look, if you're in Florida, we're in Florida. That's our marketplace, and we want to help your deals get to the finish line. So if you got any deals that need help with dispo, send us an email. We're at deals@unwindinvestments.com. You can also submit it via our property submission form online at unwindinvestments.com/deals. And guys, we want you to be the next guest on our show. So get out there and hustle and grind, and let's get to work. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.